How's it going, ladies and gents? My name is Iman, also known as the Persian Stig, and today we're doing kind of like a 30,000 mile update or slash review of my ownership of my V12 Vantage. I put enough miles on this thing to really feel like I could give you guys the feedback of how this car has been throughout the past year and a half that I've owned this thing, and that the honeymoon stage is practically over at this point. I have a few notes here that I wanted to go over on basically what has it been like since I drove my car for 30,000 miles. Number one, as many of you guys know, I drive my car at least 4 times a week. That's pretty often in comparison to what other normal supercar drivers end up doing. Has the V12 gotten old? I could reassure you guys that it has definitely not. Every single time I go in the garage, I get excited about driving this car. One of the major things about this car is that has the Sport Shift 3 been annoying to drive with? Now, a little bit, I guess you can say, just due to the fact that it is a bit slow. However, once you get the inputs right, the throttle inputs and things like that, it becomes actually pretty dang good. Granted, this is not as fast as an Aventador Shift, but it is pretty dang close in terms of its harshness and also the fact that it's pretty dang quick as itself. Does the novelty of the Aston Martin also wear off? I can reassure you guys that it does not. Again, every single time I take this car to any car shows, car meets, see friends, or just give people rides, it just puts a smile on everyone's faces, especially with this amazing Velocity AP exhaust that I have on this car. So again, I'm just ecstatic that I even have this car and I'm up to this point. And again, I can't thank each and every one of you guys enough for all your support. Okay. So, many of you are probably thinking this car is probably unreliable for how cheap I got it. I can reassure you guys this platform is pretty dang sturdy. The only thing that has happened throughout my ownership that's kind of like out of my control is the low oil light that pops up every once in a while. And then also the low coolant light, which I practically refill with distilled water. And this happens probably every 2 months or something like that. I have had certain times where when I start up the car, turn it back off and start it up again after, under 10 minutes, I do see a white smoke come out of the exhaust, but apparently with these cars, it's normal. So that's pretty much a given there. Now, as an overview, let's go ahead and take a further step back onto seeing how much have we did on this car in the past year. We bought the car when it was completely stock. We had Velocity AP install their full power pack, which is the equal length headers, full exhaust, and back box with the X pipe that makes it sound absolutely insane. We did their lowering springs. We did a full 30,000 mile service before we even hit close to 30,000 miles, which that includes spark plugs and coil packs, which is one of the biggest and most expensive things on this car when it comes to routine maintenance, coolant flush, differential flush, transmission flush, and oil service all within one. We also met many of you guys, a lot of cool people, videographers and photographers throughout the past year, just wanting to film this car and using it to just up their content. Also, just many of you that I meet in the car shows and just out and about cruising on PCH or wherever I see you guys. I just want to say a massive shout out to you guys, because again, you guys have such a big passion for this car. And yeah, for those, if you know, it's just pretty awesome to see. Now I'm gonna talk about the things that actually surprised me the most about this car. Okay, so the reason why I'm sitting here is because I just want to showcase how comfortable this car is. I did long distance drives, probably up to like LA and back, and it just is super comfortable for a supercar. One of the things that I also did put in my notes here that surprised me is also the visibility of the car, because there's really no blind spots within the car. Obviously, you'll have some in a supercar. A car this low, the roofline being low and things like that. But it was the visibility and also trunk space. Trunk space is actually quite big on this car, and you could fit quite a few things in the trunk space and also behind the seats as well. And honestly, one of my favorite things about this car is just meeting each and every one of you guys who have the same passion about cars in general. Again, this car is one of those things where if you know, you know, and once you do know, you could really appreciate how rare this car is, because again, with a V12 Vantage S, there's only 1,400 of them in the world. That's as rare as an F40, to be honest. There is other variants of the V12 Vantage Vantage as well, like the Carbon Edition, the 2012s, the manuals, all that stuff. But a V12 Vantage S, there's only 1,400 of, and you really don't see them out that often. If I have to pick a couple few moments that actually have been my favorite throughout the past year and a half of owning my car, is probably going to Cars and Coffee for the first time and seeing how everyone was surprised that this thing had a V12 in it. Other ones are like collaborations that I never expected I would have, you know, had, or like people that I've spoken to if it weren't for this car. For example, the owner of Cars and Coffee, Shmi 150, Daily Driven Exotics. Like, this car has opened up so much opportunity, it's not even funny. And when they say like you buy a supercar to then get your foot in the door and kind of like in this certain circle, they're not lying. This car has really given me opportunities and opened doors to things I didn't expect when I even had my ZL1. And actually, I did a dyno run recently. If you haven't seen it already, here's a clip. And yeah, it sounded so freaking good. Okay, so a couple things that I dislike about the car, not so much, but I'll just show you guys anyways. Okay, you guys, granted, I am nitpicking this, all right? So one of the first things, at least two things in the interior I don't like is gonna be one, this. This screen right here, it's pretty dated. I don't know if you guys can see that. Probably not. Yeah, this screen is a bit outdated. And you guys are gonna laugh at this. Look at this. If you open this, what is that? Like, you can barely see. And I guess you can say another thing that I don't like about this car is how expensive the parts are, and that's a given because this is a supercar at the end of the day, and you're just paying for the Aston Martin tax. It just comes with it. You pay to play sort of thing. I'm not anything special. I'm just a dude working in car sales. All right, ladies and gents, so I had to switch over to my phone because it's that hot where my camera overheated. Two things I want to touch base on is that, number one, how has the value held since the past year? And then also, would I buy this car again? Now, when we think about the value of the car, we bought this at 100,000 all in at 17,000 miles. And that seems like a steal now, because if I were to sell this car now, I could probably get 115, 120,000 for it with the miles I put on it. Granted, it's close to, it's 29,400 something miles, as you guys saw in the beginning of the video. So yeah, we're close to the 30,000 mile mark. But again, these things are the best bang for the buck, and they're still slept on. Now, will I buy this car again if I could? Absolutely. Like I said, these things are the best bang for the buck. And why choose anything else besides a V12, carbon ceramic brakes, timeless styling, and just an overall great platform of a car itself. All right, ladies and gents, so that concludes today's video. I just wanted to give you guys an update of practically everything that we did in the past year and a half. If you all are local to OC, I look forward to seeing you guys in August 8th for the Protective Film Solutions pre-Monterey Car Week meet. And if you guys are all going to Monterey Car Week, I look forward to seeing each and every one of you guys there as well. This is gonna be my first year in this car, so I cannot wait. And yeah, again, we're just all enthusiasts at the end of the day. So don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. It really means a lot to me, being that I'm a small-time YouTuber. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.